Last week on Steve's Bike Across America slideshow, I was telling the story about how my bike was stolen in Phoenix, Arizona. But then I stopped and I made it a cliffhanger. Well, here we go. Here's part two. All right, I'm talking about biking across America. And this is my slideshow presentation that I've done at 30 to 35 libraries where I talk about what it's like to bike across America and I sell my book. All right, so anyway, on my first trip, I took this picture as I was biking into Phoenix. I was like outside of Wickenburg and I got this shot in the morning. All right, so here's what happened. So I'm in Phoenix and Phoenix is a large city and it's really spread out and a lot of the roads go perpendicular, like they're either east-west or north-south. And I remember just trying to work towards the east side of the town. This is actually Bell Road. Okay, I just want to get to the east side of the city so that I'd be in a decent position to ride out of the city, the next day. All right? Long story made short, my bike was stolen. It was tied up in front of the CVS pharmacy on North 19th Avenue and Dunlap Avenue. I was not there. It was somebody broke the lock. I was actually in the Taco Bell. I was in the bathroom. I was only gone for a few minutes. I came back out and the bike was gone. Very unfortunate. I lost everything except for what I had on me, which was I had my wallet, I had my phone, and my camera with all my pictures. So I was really happy. Everything else I lost, all my extra clothing, my toothpaste, my toothbrush, my tools, everything was gone. And of course, the bike itself. I had to buy everything new. So here's what happened. My friend Phil, he told me earlier in the trip, he said, "Steve, I'm really busy." He didn't tell me where he lived in Phoenix. He just said, "When you get into town, wherever you're at, I'll find you." So I texted him and I said, "Hey, I'm at the Taco Bell, North 19th Avenue in Dunlap. My bike just got stolen." He texted me back and he was like, "I'm only about a mile away. And sometimes on my lunch break, I eat at that Taco Bell." You got to realize Phoenix is such a massive, sprawling city. It is so long and wide. So the chances that Phil was only about a mile was just unbelievable. If you believe in coincidences, or if you don't believe in coincidences and you believe it was, God, I won't argue with you at all about that. Anyway, I texted him within, 10 minutes. Phil shows up and he's like, "I'm so sorry, Steve. I can't believe this happened." He actually drove me to a Motel 6, and then there was like a Walmart not too far away, and I walked over there and I bought everything that I needed. I replaced as much as I could. And but I'll tell you how I got a new bike. I did have to buy a new bike. Before he drove me, I did do a police report, and this gentleman, I think his name was Sergeant Smith. He took a police report. He actually said, this is really funny. If you go back, you'll see my bike here. See the saddlebags and the trunk box there? He was like, that kind of bike is perfect for transporting drugs because you can kind of bike and just hide the drugs in there. So he said, that's probably what happened to my bike, So anyway, by the way, I did buy a new bike. I had a friend who pretty much said, "Steve, I can't let your trip end. I'm going to buy you a new bike and you can work for me later in the year." And he was actually a farmer. So during harvest time, I worked for him. But he still paid me anyway, though. He really pretty much bought me a new bike. But anyway, and that new bike is right here. That's the bike. So it was 2008 that all this happened. And I still have the bike. So, and I'm going to take it again for my fourth trip in 2019. So, All right, so that's the story of how my bike was stolen. By the way, you know this is true. If we wait until we're ready, we'll be waiting for the rest of our lives. Do not put off your dreams. All right? I know sometimes you have considerations. You can't do it right away, but do not be fooled into thinking there's a perfect time or that, that time where you're 100% ready. There's a good chance you're never going to be 100% ready. So just an encouragement for some of you who are really longing to pursue your dreams and do great things with your lives, all right? All right, so here's just some empty road landscapes. After my bike was stolen in Phoenix, I was like, you know what? I'm actually not a fan of cities. I don't want a lot of people around. People are actually more dangerous than anything else. So I came to love the wide open lands. This is outside of Safford, Arizona. I was actually looking back. The town of Safford is kind of over here. And I was biking up this way. So I stopped and was looking back. So very lovely picture. See the next one here. US Highway 60. West of Socorro, New Mexico. Beautiful, wide open. New Mexico is like, if you're not in Albuquerque or Santa Fe, there's a good chance the scenery just looks like the middle of nowhere. It's very pretty. Reserve, New Mexico, there was a day where it snowed and I had a day off. And then the next day, it stopped snowing, but all the branches were kind of covered and highlighted in white. And I had 68 miles to get to Dottle, New Mexico. And it was only in the 40s. And it did get up to like 53, maybe 55. But it was never really that warm. And I just said I had to go. So I kind of biked. It was a cold day. I've biked through the Queen Creek Tunnel. This is in Superior, Arizona. So, and I do have bike lights now. So, that flash when I'm in there. But I also have had, the last 2 trips, I've had people in Phoenix follow me into the tunnel in the right lane and just follow me at 5 miles an hour with their flares on. And it's kind of wild to be in the tunnel. It's just a great experience, though. So here's a happy story. There's so many happy stories. There's some hard stories too, but these, let me just tell you the story, because this is what makes biking across America so memorable. I'm in north central Texas. I'm biking on a frontage road. This is Interstate 20. And I'm about 50 miles out, and I'm biking towards Abilene, Texas. The day before, I had a rough day. I had some heat exhaustion. It was a really humbling day. So this day, it was actually a cold kind of morning, but it would eventually warm up. But I was just like, you know what? After yesterday's heat exhaustion, I'm just going to take it. I'm just happy. I'm just going to, So I'm biking on this frontage road. The scenery is okay. Nothing too exciting. And then all of a sudden, I see a cyclist coming towards me. Okay? And it's coming closer. And, there's not many cyclists in farm country in Texas. You don't see anyone on a bike. So, he was getting closer, and I kind of just waved to him. And when he got really close to me, he did a little U, and he joined me. And he was like, "Hey, Steve." It turned out it was Bill Rogan, my friend Bill Rogan, who lives in Denver. Really just great guy, good friend. He's done so many nice things for me. He was following me because I was posting pictures online. He drove from Denver to Abilene, Texas. He drove 11 hours one way to surprise me on the road. Isn't that unbelievable? So I made a video about the whole thing. I was so stunned. I couldn't believe, it was like, I can't believe it. And all of a sudden, I'm biking with my buddy Bill Rogan. Look at those stylish white socks he's wearing there. No, but really though. So, just one thing. Bill is a Yankees fan, and I've been a Yankees fan for a long, long time too. But anyway, I called him the Babe Ruth of Friends. So, just a really amazing thing that he did for me there. So, that's his nickname, the Babe Ruth of Friends. And then, hold on a second, my phone is making noise here. And then, all right, so here's the other thing too. It was day 27. It was day 27 that Bill was riding with me, okay? So Bill plays like amateur baseball. It's sort of like an old guys league. I don't know what the cutoff is. I think it's like 48 years and older. Okay. So his number has always been number 27. So baseball, his number's 27. It was day 27. So I retired the number day 27. When I go on this 4th Bike Across America trip, there will not be another 27, another day 27. I'll do day 26, and then I'll do day 26B. You know, so totally retired his number. So thank you, Bill. So I stay in a lot of dingy motels when I bike across America. I don't live lavish or anything. So, but this was a motel outside of Waco, and there were cinder blocks holding up the bed, and there was just like the lower mattress and then the upper mattress. That was crazy. I made a whole video about that, and I did a not too shabby. Speaking of dingy motels, I was in Deming, New Mexico, and there was a motel where it was pretty cheap. The room was okay. The Wi-Fi was terrible, but there was a swimming pool where there was like water. It was like a sewage water, and it was like kind of a dirty water, and there was some litter in there. So I did a not too shabby of that as well. So just really crazy. So one last story I'm going to tell you for part 2, and then we're going to go to part 3. This is a really funny story. So on my 3rd trip, I biked to the Texas state line, and by the way, I'm telling stories from let's see here. Yeah, that was 2017. The Bill Rogan story was 2017. This is all my 3rd trip. The cinder blocks. So anyway, I'm getting close to El Paso, Texas. All right, and I do a not too shabby in front of the Welcome to Texas sign. All right, well, I kind of screamed it, not too shabby. Well, this guy, he came running out. Like, is everything okay? Is something wrong? You know, because he thought like there was a fight, or like, you know, I like yelled it kind of crazy, you know? And I was like, oh no, you know, and I told him about my not too shabby videos. And I was like, here's my YouTube channel. You can see my not too shabbies. So all of a sudden, you know, we became friends, and we were just talking, and we still keep in touch, him and his daughter, Paige. And it's just a really beautiful story. And like, he lived on the New Mexico side, by the way. It was kind of funny, but anyway, and his driveway was in Texas here. So it was just the funniest thing how he ran out, and he was like, are you all right? So I've learned, if I'm going to scream my not too shabby, to make sure that there aren't a lot of people around, because it will get too much attention. So anyway, so this is part 2. We're going to have a 3-part series where I'm going through my Bike Across America slideshow, just talking about my experiences. And I do want to be clear, I am biking across America in 2019. I have a GoFundMe page, a Facebook page, a Twitter page, and then of course my YouTube. Please subscribe. If you can donate any money to my GoFundMe to help with costs, I would appreciate it. There's no pressure though. And thank you for watching. If you want to bike across America, I will say you need to do it, because there's nothing special about me. I've done it 3 times, and it absolutely can be done. So anyway, thanks for watching.